1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Volume 4 in the Hometown Homage series, brought to you by this podcast right here, the Trial by Error Variety Show. This podcast is all about introducing you to new music. Hopefully it's music you haven't heard, but if you have heard it and you're a fan, awesome. What are the odds? This episode is our buddy Professor Julius. We talked to him. He was literally the very first guest I talked to on this podcast, so definitely roots right here. And we're listening to some music that he's only put out sort of as an experiment at a couple of other little shows, so very, pleased to produce that. It's different. Okay, and I'm going to play you stuff from the old album, First, USA Incorporated, which you may have heard on a radio-esque episode. You may not have. This is off of the Professor Julius and the Remedies. The stuff that I'm going to show you, we talk about it in this episode, so you'll definitely get the scoop on where it comes from. But yeah, so I won't delay it any further. Thank you guys for tuning in and enjoy the show.
Ears to hear, it's time for us to stop living through all of our worst fears. There is no man under your bed who gets a higher percent profit if he governs you instead. Now in this time we have a choice. It's down to flow with status quo. Rediscover your own voice, 'cause I can't quite make myself believe you love this corporate world when it feels so seedy. Beg, still borrow, you can even trade it. Having thoughts probably overrated. It's okay so long as you're placated. United States Incorporated. You take all you can take, paying nothing day. Who's got time for a soul this day and age? Just sell your rights away, that's a new liberty. This gutter seems so shallow, but we're drowning anyway. To go, the big man has all the dough, while the little guy ain't got understand. Hello, Mr. Elbow. Goodness gracious, all up in my business.
You good?
Yeah.
All right.
It's been a long weekend, brother.
Oh.
I have no idea what my voice is even going to be on this whole thing. I might use a different one every 4 or 5 seconds. Oh, is that for me?
That's for you.
Look at that. Tascam. Proud
I
sponsor.
bought some headphones
Oh.
from my guest,
Oh, I can hear all that.
and I have no fucking idea where they're at.
I have no idea either.
Kind of mad about it because you can see how small this house is. Like, where do I lose shit?
Dude, whatever. It's got a big heart. And it smells of patchouli. And I love patchouli. I love patchouli so much that one of my nicknames in this world is Patchoulio.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make that up.
That's cool.
I mean, somebody did about me, but I didn't make that up about myself. That's just vain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that guy.
I don't like when people nickname themselves.
I don't either.
Yeah, it's not right.
Mm-mm. I'm like Professor Julius.
Well, that's a stage name. That's different. Like, you don't go. Nobody like walks up to you like, "Yo, Professor Julius."
They do.
Oh man.
They do. They really do.
Yeah. Well, I guess you kind of did that to yourself.
I like
then,
it though.
In
It's
a way.
fun. It's fun. That was just a fun joke anyway.
Yeah.
I've taught music since I was 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you are a teacher, and you do have your tenure in music.
Yes.
Hmm. You're dignified.
Everyone's always saying that.
Yeah.
I never say it about myself. I wait for others to say it.
Yeah.
Your phone.
Is that me?
Oh my gosh.
So unprofessional.
Oh, super unprofessional. I'm super glad I left my phone in the car on accident now.
Oh, it's Stacy texting. Do you want pizzas? Do you want pizza? A Totino's? Yeah. Word.
Word.
Oh,
best interview ever.
Uh-huh.
Rolling Stone can go. Anyway.
Yeah. How was your Rolling Stone interview?
It was good. I cried.
Yeah.
And then later on, I used the tears. Never mind. Don't worry about what I used the tears for.
Okay.
It's fine.
To make a potion?
You could say that. Can that please go in there?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to edit this.
Raw. That's what this interview is. Raw. Totinos and all.
That's one of the benefits of interviewing local people too, is I do way less editing.
That's cool.
Because when you have a direct interaction,
Yeah.
there's the level of engagement's a lot different as opposed to when I'm interviewing people over Skype. There's a 3-second delay.
Oh yeah.
And then a delay
you,
for them to think about what I just asked them. Yeah, and so I do a lot of dead space cutting. But the last few interviews I've had here locally have not been that. I just try to find a nice little place to segue into a song, and then I'm good. I'm just
Nice.
yeah. Okay, let's take a little break and listen to some music. This one's called She Done.
She said I never meant to hurt you. Think I've heard that one before. She thinks it's all in the way that she says it, but I wish she'd shown a little more. 'Cause I'm just about tired of the bullshit. It wasn't broke, so why the hell should I fix it? It don't matter what she says anymore, 'cause everything she said before. And she says, hey, baby, what do you say? Why don't we just forget about the day? And I said, oh, no, now she done. She mad at me for something that she done. She done. She said I never meant to hurt you, but she did it anyway. You see, it seems she got a little bit too flattered by some random dude who thought she was so pretty. But when she went and gave a number, no, I don't care, he never called. never meant to hurt you. Guess I did it anyway. She said, ain't there some way we can work it out? I said, not if you could give me your number around. I said, hey baby, what do you say? Don't look hard for you to get laid. She said, oh no, now she gone, done. She mad at me for something that she done. Hey baby, what do you say? Don't look hard for you to get laid. She said, oh no, now she gone, done. Now she mad at me for something that she done.
Oh, I'm so excited about this. This is great.
Yeah, I'm excited to. I want to play some of the stuff that you haven't really released, if that's okay.
Yeah. Do you have that stuff?
Yeah, you gave me a zip drive of it, and I've had it for about a year. But I didn't know what you wanted me to play. If you have better versions of it, or if you have stuff you want to release. But it's different.
Hey, it's different and it's raw. Did I tell you how I did that?
Mm-mm.
I think you're talking about the little double album things, like 21 tracks.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what that
It's
was.
more love songs.
It's a few love songs.
Yeah.
It's just I was having fun with I had this idea, and I'm fixing to try it again on some levels, of recording an album in one take.
Mm-hmm.
With segues and themes and just basically one piece of music. I wanted to do that, but I didn't know how. So I just sat in a room and, figured out which songs and how they would transition. And then I figured I would eventually play it with some guys, but I ended up recording this kid in the studio where I now live. And his name was Joe Joyer. And we were recording a little solo album for him, and it was kind of like, I don't know, it was good, but he was still kind of finding his voice. He was still in high school. He was like 17, maybe younger, maybe 16. I can't remember. It was somewhere around there. But he laid down the tracks and did a great job. Played to a click, and I was like, that alone is impressive. It was playing lead, like it was like, I was like, dang. And then it came time for him to play the drums. I was like, cool. And then he started playing. I was like, holy crap. And then I hit a microphone. It was weird how that happened again. And he was phenomenal. Like, top 2 I've ever played with. And actually probably the best I've ever played with at this point.
16, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And he became our drummer. And the double album that I never released that I showed you, I kind of released it, but I didn't really.
You said you've shown a few people, but you haven't really. It's not out there. Like,
I put it out
iTunes
at a show. There was a show that I put it out for, and that was it. Like, some people got the digital copies, but it was way ahead of its time as far as digital copies. Like, you had to go to the website and click on my eyeball. Like, the instructions were on the back. It was stupid. Oh, did I say? Oh,
it was like a scavenger hunt.
Yes, it was. But yeah, you got a golden ticket. And like Willy Wonka, and they had all these weird.
He's like naked right when you pop in the home screen.
Yeah, it was good.
I remember that.
It was fun. Just a little surprise for mom. Or the people's moms, not mine.
Yeah.
I never told her about this album.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be proud.
No, the chocolate river thing would.
Let me tell you about my weekend.
Yeah, very reminiscent. Did I tell you I had a sick kid this weekend? Yeah.
My bad. So, that album is his audition. I was like, okay, set your drums up, come here, sit down, and I went from the first song on the album all the way through the last song, and he followed me that well.
Yeah.
That album is him following me all the way through. That's why it's not perfect.
That's really awesome.
But
yeah,
I
but he's
didn't want to fix it.
He's figuring it out as you go.
Exactly. And he tried, we tried to stick to that, but there were a couple that I had to go back and redo, and they're still not perfect, but Man, it's just a weird moment in time where and that's when I knew, it was like, dude, you are hired, because into this day it's the same way. Like, he just we lock into each other's brains, and he just knows where I'm going 5 seconds before I get there. And it's somewhere between, he watches me the right way and knows the way I move. This is a kick snare, and I do that stupid crap. I do. It's the only way I can keep strumming patterns in my head, because I break it down into drums in my head. So
There's
I'm like,
certain dance move.
Yeah.
Dance
So
cues.
if I jiggle like that, you know to hit your friggin' hi-hat.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, that's really awesome. Kid's so young. He's gonna, if he sticks to it. What's always crazy to me, and I've seen a lot of musicians like that grow up in this town and then just kind of get out of music, go get normal jobs. It's like, no.
Well, that was almost 10 years ago, and he was still my drummer. I'm on sabbatical. I'm not playing out, but mainly because, it got to that point where I wasn't.
You need some new stuff, you said.
Well, new stuff, and I was tired of playing the same shows of just covers that were simple, because, this person couldn't make it, that person couldn't make it. So I had to play music with the simplest stuff you can to get through the night.
Got to work with what you got.
Yeah, and I haven't been playing originals very much, like 2 or 3 a night, maybe.
You still got old Ricky Red playing bass for you?
Well, here's what I'm about to do, and we've touched base on it, but we still got to all get together. Tudor, Tudor is a local legend. I have this vision of taking 5 people, what would be a 5-piece, and presenting a 3-part show that starts off as essentially a 3-piece blues band, then becomes with some form of entertainment in between. There's never a true break, although people can be off stage, and even at a longer period of time, and no one noticed because there's still something going on. But 3-piece blues band turns into a 4-piece southern rock / country band, just because it can be kind of fun. And I've got some country songs that I really want to get out. Ever told you about these? All right, well, there's the laundry song, which is wash me up, dry me off, and call me laundry.
Nice.
Starch me up and put me in your drawers.
Like some Beaumont's shit right there.
And then I've got the I think you could
some swing country.
Well, I think by just the title of this one, you can tell what kind of country song it is. It's your marriage is tearing us apart.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's like
really fun.
Do you like Unknown Henson?
I don't know. I've heard of that person.
I feel like you could draw.
Whoa!
We all do it. We all do it. Don't judge me.
Oh, my bad. See, look, we're a part of the same team.
If you've heard of
That's
Unknown
a great
Henson,
bass drum sound.
Yeah.
So I won't do it again.
No, do it again like a. Doom.
Right?
Yeah. It's so tempting. Work something in there.
What happens if I hit this?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's kind of the same. You got a little.
Okay. I'm done.
Ooh. He's not done. He's not done.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm always doing this.
Yeah. Fucking close over here. This is
great.
It's a cluster. Still getting used to being in close proximity, talking to somebody, like wearing clothes and.
Yeah, that's right. I do this naked sometimes. Think about that while you listen to this jam.
You ask for water, refuse to drink, just like a sand-lost ship that's on the brink of a downward spiral. You can't begin to take. I guess you'll learn your lesson when it's too late. Oh, I say it's over. You've given up. You drink of me, and I fill your cup, but it's the same temporary fix I gave yesterday. Oh, the devil's got his hooks in you. Still, it might not be too late. Why can't you realize that it's not worth all this pain? So wake up, or come down, whatever it takes. Start getting deeper still. Seems I'm not to feel that growing void that's getting deep inside you. Hey, why can't you realize it's not worth all this pain? So wake up and I'll come down, whatever it takes. Now, baby, please wake up and I'll come down, please.
I did. I went to the Helping Hand today, and I got the biggest, sexiest George Foreman grill that they have.
What?
Yes, it is like this big. It's got a big old handle.
What?
Yeah,
How much? $5.
$5.
Dude.
Did you hear my? Don't
you
act
go.
like you're not impressed. You know what's funny? In Logic, in Logic, you could take that and reduce it to MIDI, and then it sound like real drums.
You can just turn it into whatever. Yeah. Christopher Byman. Do you know him? From $50 Dynasty?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't.
Okay, well, if you don't, that's okay.
I hear they're really cool. Nobody ever calls or writes.
Well, he recorded the song Zombie Days with his mouth
Nice.
and turned it into electric guitar and drums and all of that jazz.
Oh, that's funny.
So if you're digging up some From the Cocoon songs in the archives and you happen to stroll across Zombie Days, that is a mouth guitar.
Could you turn me down a little?
Oh yeah,
It's not you.
you
It's
spiking
me.
over there?
A little.
Okay.
It's not you.
How's that?
This is great.
Okay. Oh, you know why? I just realized that your mix, I have the mix like on your side more than anything.
Well,
But okay.
It's fine.
We're good. Hiccups.
I'm not like some kind of. Anyway, I'm not gonna curse.
You can curse on this podcast, but I mean, I know you don't have to.
Well, it's not only cursing. The second word is
I encourage it.
offensive to our more. Let's just not worry about it.
Okay.
You know what? Never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I digressed, which
Yeah.
is weird for me.
Yeah, I know. Usually straightforward, short answers.
I like to keep it reals.
Yeah.
Everyone's always saying that.
So, have you absorbed any good literature recently? You care to
No,
share?
but I need to. I'm in the process of getting into reading again because I've been getting into that thing where you read the news too much and you just are like smacking your head every 5 seconds. Not that it's not going great. It's awesome.
Yeah, the news is a very interesting TV show, isn't it? I've seen that a couple of times. The news.
Yeah.
It's very well written, as far as like making it feel like,
you live there.
This is important.
Yeah, and like it's important to you, but it's just TV. I always forget that. It's easy to forget. It's easy to be disillusioned.
It's the reason why I quit watching TV,
Mm-hmm.
but now I've got access to television again. So sometimes I, go into old habits.
Is it an addiction?
Oh, yeah, you could say it is.
Are you addicted to your tiny screen?
So much of what I do is revolves around my stupid phone. And what's funny is I got out of the corporate world over 10 years ago now, so that I wouldn't have the electronic leash of a BlackBerry.
Yep.
And here I am.
I'm guilty too. I see your posts on Facebook all the time, and they're really funny and refreshing compared to 98% of the shit that I have to look at on there when I'm trying to do my own market research.
Oh, sorry about that dark period I was in a couple weeks ago, bro.
You know what's funny? Even when you're dark, you sound like you're trying to make humor of the shit. So you never really go all out and just post a bunch of like something full on negative. It's something negative with like a, hey, think about it attached to it, but it's also kind of like, I don't know, every man's thought, you know? You do the whole universal every man's thought, you know? You nail it.
I try. I have fun.
Yeah.
I've begun thinking recently that maybe Facebook would be really cool if you thought of it as, when I die, this is still going to be there.
That's funny.
And, like, this is the book that my kids will read. It's got my face all over it.
That's interesting to think about.
And, like, so, I don't know.
But can't you just write a fucking book?
Yeah, no. Who's got time for that?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm always on Facebook.
Yeah.
I cursed. Fuck. Shit.
Yeah. Once you go down that rabbit hole.
Well, it's a slippery slope.
It's funny to think that, yeah, you do. When a buddy dies or somebody, an icon dies, you spend a lot of time on their Facebook, kind of going through and seeing the people's reactions to stuff too. That's interesting. You wouldn't get that if you just wrote your own book.
Right. What if I've been thinking, like, what if I put little clues for my son on my Facebook that, like, he could follow and then find, like, a Dropbox sign in.
That's cool.
That's all of my stuff that I, like a treasure chest, a virtual treasure chest.
And then with an actual treasure chest that leads to, like, some old reel-to-reel recordings of some of your stuff, some analog recordings.
Or that leads through a tunnel system and eventually comes out at a pirate ship underground where One-Eyed Willie...
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that your phone?
That's cool.
Your phone.
Again?
Your phone. I thought you were trying to hide it.
This better be about the pizza.
It's not happening.
You got pizzas in the oven, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to treat you for doing this interview.
Thank you.
Lee, sorry, buddy. You didn't get any pizza. Just wasn't dinner time yet.
You know what? Sometimes it pays to be late and forgetful, and I apologize.
Hey, man. All is forgiven. I'm not the most punctual person. No doubt. But I definitely know when to take a break and listen to some music. Enjoy.
get an extension.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you know what?
I'm gonna get some more of those.
I've got a ton of extensions at the other studio.
I'm just gonna get some more of those Tascams. I really like them. They're comfy.
They are. I forgot I was wearing anything at all.
I know. You just thought it was the voices in your head.
Well, I mean, I put the us in Julius.
Yep. That's interesting. And you call yourself Professor.
Right? Freud would say I have some issues. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not, self-confidence is not one of them.
Oh, you think, man? No, dude.
You don't have any insecurities. We didn't talk about those last time.
Oh.
I think we did. If to refer to episode 2 of this podcast for insecurities.
Yeah, I'm riddled with them. I'm like Swiss cheese.
Yeah, do you feel like you've gotten any better at battling those?
Yeah, totally. Here's the thing. I didn't realize how much of my personality is directly linked to my feet. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember, but I was hobbled.
You didn't want to take off your boots. That's for sure.
Well, there was that. Well, also I broke my foot about the same week my son was born. Mm-hmm. And about the time I realized that it was broken, it finally healed 9 weeks later. And then I got like plantar fasciitis. So basically, and I know exactly the time frames because my son was born like the next ain't what used to be. So I know because it was when my kid was born, I knew exactly when like the pain levels and everything changed and the different phases. It was 9 months before this foot healed from its plantar fasciitis. Well, I had been like I always wear boots, man. That's like where I'm. Man, I've got such weird feet anyway. I finally got this one healed, and almost immediately after, I guess because I was favoring it so much with the other one, I got plantar fasciitis in that foot. It was 14 months before I could walk like myself again. And I know exactly. Damn. Yeah, it was a long time. So I was working 8 hours, doing or cutting, whatever. And then I was playing for however many hours, just about every other weekend or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was cool because, well, I couldn't play as well because it really hurt. And
couldn't stand on it too long.
Well, I did anyway.
Yeah.
And it sucked when I did. And that's one of the reasons why I'm sure it took so long to heal. But it made me look like I was really into it, because I was,
pulling out those Claptons.
Oh, it was rough.
Those so John Mayers.
And then on top of that, so that was like the week my kid was born, and then 2-3 months later, I cut all my hair off, and not to do biblical references, but man, that Samson story has got some shit behind it. I'm telling you. Like, I lost my mojo. I did not feel like myself. I was all like, I turned into the version of me that I was before I grew my hair out, like over 12, 13 years ago. Anyway, so blah, blah, blah. I finally started growing my hair out. And it's weird, like, a few nights ago, I had a hook moment. And what I mean by a hook moment is, the movie Hook, Robin Williams, good form, all that stuff. Well, there's that moment where...
Run home, Jack,
yes. Well, the part where the little kid's, like, messing with his face. No, you ain't Peter Pan. You Rufy.
He is the Pan.
Hey, wait. Rufy.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's the kid's messing with his face, and he's like, "Oh, there you are, Peter." I had that moment in the mirror, dude. My hair's getting longer, and I'm all scrubby right now. And I realized, oh, wait, it is me. And I'm like, oh, I can wear my boots again. I got some new boots. I went and visited my dad. He got me 3 new pairs of boots. Thanks, Dad.
From Tennessee.
Yeah. Check that out.
Him stitched
Look at
in
that.
Tennessee. They're fucking nice.
What's fun about these is that is my family crest. Cross with the wings.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering why you would have a cross.
Yeah.
But it's a crest.
Yeah.
So
well, it's my family
that
crest.
makes sense. Yeah.
The Arlts.
Yeah.
Because
You
that
just don't
rolls off
strike
the
me as
tongue.
having too much to do with the cross.
Well, I don't like organized religion any more than
Like,
Jesus
I just
did.
don't see you touting a rosary or, you know.
I'm not generally that guy.
But I saw the cross on your boots, and I was like,
Well, and I remember I usually wear that Ethiopian cross, that big brass thing. But I like to think of it. See, everybody wears, it kills me. They wear crosses and they're like, well, Jesus coming back, I'm a good Christian. It's like, well, what are the chances he wants to ever see one of those things again?
Yeah.
No, it's cool. You're going to
Yeah.
remind him as soon as he sees you
Yeah.
of the most traumatic experience in all of existence because it happened to God, right? So he wants to see that.
he's like,
So you're assuming he's going to show back up. He's going to see that, and you're just going to, oh, yeah, great. Remember, and this is the same guy. You go to Six Flags over Jesus, and this is the same guy that basically said, just meet with your friends and talk about God, and basically that's church. Woo!
Yeah.
Well, what about tithing? That woman only gave 3 pence. He's like, well, that's cool. That's all she had. So really, she gave more than you. You're a dick.
yeah.
Shut up, Peter. The Bible's pretty cool if you read it right. I mean, there's some Tolkien-esque stuff at the end.
Judas was in a hard place,
Well, dude, that's the other thing. There's the Book of Judas, which has been dug up now, and it paints a completely different picture.
Yeah, they talk about them taking off his genitals and
Here's the thing.
waterboarding him. You know what I mean? To get to Jesus, like they don't even talk about that shit. Anybody would have broken.
Here's the thing. Anybody that reads the Bible and sees the Last Supper the way they did it and thinks of it objectively, it's pretty obvious that they were drawing lots, and Judas got the short stick.
Yep.
And everyone's like, no, he betrayed them. No, he sent him on an errand.
No.
And that turns out that how much 21 pieces of silver or whatever, 27, whatever it was, that was the standard fee for turning someone in. So, and then he's like, well, I just killed my best friend, threw the money and hung
Standard fee.
himself.
Yeah.
And whatever, blah, blah, blah. The great thing to remember is that the book that everybody reads in this day and age is called off of the King James version, one way or the other, who just wanted a divorce, so he's separated from the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
So what are the chances his version of that book are a little edited?
Yeah.
Anyway, you should probably
Is
edit
that how you
all
feel?
of this out.
Is that how you feel?
Oh, absolutely. Well, the thing is, if it weren't... Ugh. If you want to blow your mind as someone's ever read any scripture or been brought up that way, which I was brought up very, very, like, drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't even need that anymore. Very drinking the Kool-Aid Southern Baptist in Georgia. And, like, I thought it was all, like, for real. And I believed the way that they told me to. I thought it was great. I was right and wrong, blah, 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 blah. And then my stepdad at the time is this, not the one I have now. He's great. But the one before that was just a total douchebag. He was a church secretary, treasurer, and all he did was come to church and tell us who didn't give what and how big a piece of crap everybody was.
No.
And, we're going to have to excommunicate this person because they haven't tithed in 3 visits. I'm like, what?
Man.
And then my mom...
underground.
And then he was just all kinds
underbelly.
of crazy. So mom finally left him, and then they excommunicated us but expected us still to tithe. And it's like, well, y'all aren't doing it right. And and then
your tithing is love, in my opinion.
Right.
There's no currency that holds up. Your currency
what do you-
matters, and
give
this
to a
whole
homeless person. That's the same thing. Or
give what to give
food. Give your heart.
give conversation.
Exactly.
Give attention to the people in this world. Fuck an ugly person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, fuck a disabled guy.
A lot of people that tithed me, I guess.
I just the thing is like there's so many people turn such a blind eye to the obvious things because it seems cliche. Open a door for an old lady.
Right. Walk her to her car.
Yeah, if you see a woman buying shitty cat food, and you got $5, give her $5. Let her buy because she loves that cat. That's her best friend in the whole world. But she's literally buying her company with her Social Security money because her kids don't come and visit her anymore.
Right.
And your $5 could buy the fancy feast, and make the mange go away. I'm just saying, like, there's so many amazing things you can do, and to me, that's the currency that Christ or any religion that focuses on humanity and the betterment of it. Love is the only currency that holds its weight. still to this
Yeah.
day.
Well, that's exactly what the dude said. A lot of times I refer to Jesus as the dude.
Yeah.
Because I think it's kind of the same character.
On the last podcast on the left, they refer to him as the Desert Wizard.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's some real fun stories, but if you don't apply it right, you know what? Anything can be a conduit to seeking the higher power.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe in a higher power. I don't know what its name is because, assuming it's infinite, I would also have to assume its name must thusly also be infinite. So the idea that I could even pronounce it with my human tongue is just barbaric and stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And, kind of arrogant.
Yeah.
So, the dude's as good a name as any, really. But
The dude.
I like to think of, I used to be really into Joseph Campbell. Do you know who Joseph Campbell is?
No.
He was the teacher of mythos at Sarah Lawrence for a lot of years, and he is one of these guys that has found this common thread through all mythos and can tell you the underlying story of all of them. And what's really interesting about what he said is when you think about, and I like to use a cigarette box, when you think about God, the higher power, or whatever, it doesn't matter what conduit you go through, Buddhism or Christianity or any of them. It doesn't matter what religion you choose. It's just a conduit. And none of them know any more than the other, really. It's all just people that have heard stories, and some of them find inner light and go forward with that, and some of them just use it to meet people at church.
Mm-hmm. It's a community.
But what Joseph Campbell would say was I like a cigarette box, but he would say, okay, imagine that our plane of existence is a flat sheet of paper, and you dip a cigarette box in paint. And over here, you touch a corner of it to it, and that group of people sees it as a dot. And over here, you put it on its side, and those people see it as a long line. And these over here, you put it on its actual full on its side, and they see a big rectangle. And these people see short side, blah blah blah. And the thing is, the idea that any of them really understand anything beyond just the superficial bits, because it's infinite and whatever, are very unlikely. The idea that any of those people understand that line represents a box of cigarettes with cigarettes in it, which are awesome. Sorry, I'm trying to quit smoking.
Everybody is, man. Everybody is.
So for me, God's a box of cigarettes, and it's about what's on the inside.
Yeah.
We're just this plane, and it's just how you look at it. It's just a lot of different ways of trying to perceive something that nobody can fucking understand.
Yep.
And that's the story of Jesus, or a bunny and some eggs. I don't know. I can never tell them apart.
It's
I'm sorry.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter, everyone. Don't forget, Christmas is right around the corner. Save up, because there's going to be presents.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Well,
I'm so sorry. I'm not always this cynical.
Do you have anything to promote? You got
Studio 173. Whether you need to cut your hair or cut a record.
And I just want to thank you, by the way, for being my sponsor.
Dude, happily.
Sponsoring this podcast, and I know that it comes in many forms, but just being able to ditch my business cards there.
Word.
And stickers and
I love stickers.
Yeah, it's really cool what you're doing. You got a whole little.
Now that I've gone on my religious rant.
Yeah.
Oh
I love
God.
that. But I love that you can go in there, and while you're waiting for your haircut, there's instruments, and there's a record collection, and then you got your hidden studio back there.
Yeah, I have a bat cave. I have a secret passageway behind my hair station that now everyone knows about.
Nobody's.
Can you reverse that bit?
Yeah, I'll cut that out.
No, don't cut it out, but reverse it. Yeah. So it's still a secret.
Yeah. Okay.
And then see who figures it out. Who's gonna let's see if anyone actually goes and reverses that bit.
Right. That's good. I'll do that.
Oh, but now I've given away the key.
Well, I'll cut that out.
We'll cut that out.
Yeah.
Like Joey from Full House.
What?
Cut it out. Remember that guy? Oh, how'd you like to be known as that guy? / the reason that Jagged Little Pill was written.
Really?
Supposedly.
That's who she was dating.
It's
at the
like
time,
an urban
huh?
legend. Supposedly it's not him because she said so.
I
after
thought it was
she wasn't
Richard
bitter.
Gere.
Oh, no, that was about a hamster.
Oh, okay.
It's cool. I'm more of an animal rights guy.
Yeah. I mean, hamsters should not go in buttholes. I agree with that.
No. Have you seen Hot Tub Time Machine 2? Well,
No.
we should just keep this going.
No.
How much space do you have on your computer?
Well, it's not my computer. I just try to make these episodes like an hour long. So, but I'll just cut some irrelevant shit out.
There's a lot of that.
We'll cut irrelevant shit.
Especially the religious stuff. Maybe we should. I don't know. Should we?
Well, I don't know.
Does anybody care?
No.
I mean, like, did I say anything too off color?
I don't, the thing is, like, I know you guys are listening out there, but you're not responsive at all. Like,
Right?
at this point in time, I feel like we could say anything and we'll never get feedback.
Oh, don't worry, everybody. It's all going to be over soon.
Yeah. The
It's
bands are
all
really
gonna-
good about responding. Like, the bands will always write me and say, hey, everything sounded good and, thanks or whatever. But as far as listeners go, it's maybe one for every 20 episodes, I'll get a listener give me like a thumbs up on an episode or something. But that episode itself will have 1,000 downloads. So I'm like, I know people are listening. They're not taking the time to sit back and give me any, forward thinking advice.
Oh my gosh! For real, thank you.
But
dude.
you
You're
were
the
saying
best.
You were saying something about we were talking about hamsters and buttholes.
Oh, yeah, but now I'm gonna eat this pizza. So.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it off air.
Okay, cool.
All right, cool. Professor Julius, everybody.
Oh, you know what? The religious rant might have been a great thing to have smattered with USA Incorporated.
Mm-hmm. USA
I
Incorporated?
don't know. It's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but I think I played that one in the first episode.
Oh, that's right.
I can't double, but
It's a dumb song anyway.
No, it's not. I fucking love that song.
That's stupid.
It makes you think. People don't want to hear that stuff. Refer to episode 2.
Yeah, go listen to that crap.
All right, well,
Not the episode, the song.
we're going to let you know more about Studio 173 in the up and coming episodes with what is to be our first bit of advertising. We're going to make it super easy on the ears, though. Don't worry. Julius has plans. They're good plans.
They're plans.
All right. Well, we'll catch up with him again soon. So thanks for listening, everybody.
Holla.
Julius, thank you, my man. Very good to have you on again. Looking forward to browsing the Bandcamp database and finding some new music to put out. Very excited about it. I love it. If you guys aren't familiar with Bandcamp, go check it out. Download the app and check out our collection, TBE Variety Show. Find us on SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn. Yeah, we're on TuneIn now. Spotify, iHeartRadio. And if you're on iTunes, go ahead and subscribe and drop us a rating. An honest rating. Not a 5-star review. I've asked for that before, and I realize I don't want that. I don't want you guys to just go dump a 5-star on there. I want you to actually critique what we're doing here and drop me an honest rating so that I can look at it and I can improve. And hey, if you think it's 5 stars all the way, great. Like, dump that if that's how you honestly feel. But if you don't, let me know. Don't feel like you can't talk to me directly. You can message on Facebook or Instagram and just tell me what you would want to hear, what you think would be cooler to have in the podcast. But other than that, that's going to be it. I'm going to leave you guys with one more song. It's called Take the Rest of Me. It is by Professor Julius and his Remedies. You guys can find it on iTunes and Reverb Nation. Yeah. Take care of one another, guys. And follow the golden rule.
I love the sound of it.